Morning, Pete Combs.
Good morning.
All right, so things have changed overnight. What's the latest with this hurricane?
Well, it looks like Hurricane Florence, which is still a Cat 4 storm, still moving about 17 miles an hour toward the Carolina coast, but it now looks like it'll hit the brakes. It's going to slow down even more than we thought it would and earlier than we thought it would. And then in something that they're saying is unprecedented, like we've never seen this before in history, the storm, which would normally track off to the north and east eventually, is going to turn south and a little bit west, and may actually parallel the coast from around Wilmington, where it's expected to make landfall, down toward where I am right now in Charleston, all the while spinning with heavy winds, with storm surge, and with rainfall that they're calling legendary. They're saying this is just something they've never seen before, and the warnings we're getting are absolutely dire.
What are the thoughts on this Category 4 landfill or land with still a Category 4? Is it going to slow down at all before it hits the coast?
Yeah, there is a good chance that it will first strengthen. It will approach Category 5 status. They're expecting winds, maximum sustained winds, to reach about 150 miles an hour as it goes over an unusually warm area of the Atlantic Ocean. But then what they're saying is it might slow down, die down a little bit, weaken, if you will, lose a little bit of its cohesion, and it may be a Category 3 when it hits the coast. Then the other thing that they're telling us at this point is that it may not be what we thought Thursday night, Friday. It may be Friday night into Saturday before it actually makes landfall. Again, with that southwest movement skirting the coast, we may see it just hover off the coast, blowing hard for days.
Do we have any idea as to why a hurricane would slow down like that?
Yeah, absolutely we do. There is over the Ohio Valley right now, there's a high-pressure system. There's another very powerful, very large high-pressure system to the north of Florence in the Atlantic Ocean. That is what's steering this and preventing it from doing what hurricanes normally do, which is, according to the rotation of the Earth, they sort of eventually curve off to the right and they go up to the north and east and accelerate as they do and lose strength as they do. But with those high-pressure ridges, that's not happening right now. And so this storm is going to meander. It's going to sort of spin in place, and that's going to cause up to 40 inches of rain in some places in the Carolinas.
You also alerted us, Pete Combs, to the fact that that area, that mid-Atlantic area, is already saturated.
300% normal rainfall so far this year in some places, 150% in other places. And if you look at the sodden nature of the ground right now we're talking about trees that will be uprooted. They'll become missiles in the air to some degree in the high winds, but they'll also, if they just simply topple, they're going to take down power lines. They're going to crash down on buildings. It's going to be a very dangerous situation, more so because of the rain that we've had up till now.
Pete Combs, any idea as to how many people are not heeding the warnings from the officials and staying where they are?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know that it's early enough or that it's late enough in the day to tell you that. The mandatory evacuations went into effect noon local time yesterday, and initially there was a big rush of people getting away from the coast, especially going up I-26, which they've four-laned now. So both sides of I-26 are headed away from the coast. And if you want to go from, let's say, Columbia to Charleston, you're going to have to really go the back roads. But 1.5 million people in the affected areas so far here in Charleston. Not everybody is left. There's still a lot of businesses that are open, and still a lot of people here who are boarding up.
Charleston's such a beautiful town. Pete Combs, is there another hurricane behind this one?
Yeah, I was just looking. I got a couple of storms here. Looking at one that's coming up through the Gulf right now. It could be a big problem. Another one forming in the Gulf right now, not expected to become a hurricane, but it could hit the Texas coast as a tropical storm later in the week.
Pete Combs, ABC News correspondent in Charleston, South Carolina. Thanks, Pete.